Welcome to the video, gentlemen. I'm glad that you're here. So I want to start this video by asking you a question. So let's say you've got a date coming up in a couple days. What are the odds that this one date will turn into this lifelong relationship that you've always wanted? Unfortunately, the odds really aren't in your favor, but the good news is knowing that allows you to relax a little bit and have fun in the moment and enjoy the time that you're sharing with this other person. I mean, look, if it works out, amazing. But if it doesn't, it wasn't supposed to. If he or she doesn't connect with you, or if you don't connect with them, it's okay. Try not to take yourself so seriously because this allows you more freedom so that you can just relax and just be in the moment. Listen, believe it or not, that one insight can really free up a lot of anxiety and allow you to have a lot more fun on your next date. However, it's not an excuse to be rude to your date or come off as nonchalant or insincere about spending time with that person. I mean, after all, chances are you probably want to impress that person because you're attracted to them, and that's why the date is happening in the first place. So that's why today I want to talk about several different things that you can do to prepare for and set yourself up for a terrific date. And by the way, if you don't have a date lined up at the moment, you should still pay attention. All right, first things first, let's address the most obvious preparation item, which is your overall style and, of course, your grooming. Indulge me for 1 second. Take a look at this guy. So what's your first impression? I mean, he looks a little pissed off, and it looks like he's ready to throw some pain your way. But what if I told you he was the VP of Capital One Bank? I mean, I don't think he is, but look, the point is, he's telling you who he is before he even opens his mouth, simply with the clothes that he's wearing. Now, I'm not suggesting that you need to wear a costume or dress like someone that you're not, but if you take a long, hard look through your closet, what are your clothes saying about you? And are you sending the message that you want to send with those clothes? Your grooming game is also just as important. I mean, the point here is to not give your date any obvious reason to question your effort. I mean, take a look at yourself in the mirror, up close. Get yourself one of these magnification mirrors if you need to, and make sure your eyebrows aren't scraggly and overgrown, and of course make sure your nose hair isn't crawling out. This is really important because you will have such a huge head start and advantage over all the other guys as soon as you walk in the room if you take care of yourself. Look, one of the biggest complaints from women in general, but even more specifically from women in their 40s who have their shit together, is men's lack of style. Look like you respect yourself. Now, one quick and easy way to improve your style and the look of just about any dress shirt is by using the slick collar. I've talked about slick collar a bunch of times on this channel in a bunch of videos, and it's what I use myself literally all the time when I want to make sure my shirt placket looks good and doesn't get all floppy. Slick collar is sponsoring today's video because it instantly fixes your sloppy collar, and it does it in a way that still looks natural and nobody even knows it's there. Once it's on, you totally forget about it because you can't even feel it. And the best part is, you don't have to take all of your shirts into a tailor or cut or modify anything to get these to work. You just buy it one time and swap it from shirt to shirt. They're flexible, adjustable, comfortable, and these silicone pads keep it from sliding around in your collar. And in the box, you get 2 different sizes as well as 4 extra collar stays. They've got amazing customer service. They provide a no-nonsense, no questions asked, 100% satisfaction money-back guarantee, and they also offer free fast shipping across the US and discounted international shipping. I'm going to put a special link with a discount code down in the video description, and I really do encourage you to go check these out and pick one up for yourself. Okay, next is to come up with a few open-ended questions that you can pull out if the conversation starts to get a little stale. So think about a few on your own, but here's a couple to get you started. So what's something that you've always wanted to do but you haven't, and why haven't you done it? Here's another one. Tell me about where you grew up and what you liked about it. And if she mentions maybe something like a hobby or a special interest that she's really into, like ask her, so what got you so interested in doing that? These are open-ended questions that are designed to get the other person to open up a little bit and share their feelings with you. Next is don't talk about yourself too much and don't exaggerate about yourself or stretch the truth. And yes, you want to impress her, But if she ends up being somebody steady and gets to know you, she's gonna find out that you lied about some things and it won't end well for you, so don't even start. And this brings me right into the next one, which is to be open and honest with your intentions and what you're looking for. Because if you just got out of a relationship and you're not looking for anything serious, you have to let the other person know this. Because if you guys go out a few times and then sex becomes part of the equation and she gets attached to you, you're gonna have a problem because you weren't direct and open about your intentions right up front. I promise you, being open and direct with what you're looking for makes things a heck of a lot easier. But keep in mind, the other person might be looking for something different and you might not see each other anymore. But there's gonna be a lot more respect on both sides if everybody is open and honest. Now, this next one is really important, and it's to break the touch barrier early. Because the longer you wait, the more awkward the touch gets, especially if you wanna kiss her at the end of the date. You haven't even touched her yet, so how do you think a kiss is gonna go? Look, a quick hug at the initial greeting is the best place to start. And then touch during conversation when you're like trying to make a point or you wanna emphasize a point. Shoulders, forearms are a great place to start. Okay, here's another big one. If one-on-one conversation doesn't come easy for you, plan your date somewhere active where there's like a lot of other external focus going on, like maybe a museum, for example. You guys can comment on the art or other things happening around you. But if you're in a quiet corner of the restaurant and conversation isn't your strong suit, you might struggle keeping things going. So give yourself the opportunity for success by planning your date somewhere with external focus and a lot of other things happening around you that you can both talk about. Now, if the topic of your exes come up, try to limit those conversations on the first date. I mean, chances are the topic will come up and we all have baggage at this point, but if all you talk about are your previous relationships, it won't go well for you. Also, try not to talk trash about your ex, even if she's the devil, because if that relationship went south, I mean, you were also in it, right? You were a part of it. So take responsibility for it because that makes you look more self-aware, honest, open, and willing to take ownership and responsibility for being in a poor situation that just didn't work out. Okay, here's a few more. Remind yourself not to fidget, especially if you're a fidgeter like I am. Now, it's not the end of the world, but just try to relax and enjoy your time. Also, find an opportunity to show some vulnerability. If you guys start talking about your childhood or your past, bring up a life story. Talk about some victories, but also some failures and the lessons that taught you, because you'll come across as more sincere and willing to share. And listen, if you made it this far in the video, please tap that like button and leave a comment with the word legend to let me know who you are. I would appreciate it. And with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.